everything we could think of. For example, the first one, buying a course with lack of knowledge. Well, if you know what the course is about, for example, you know that you're only going to learn about candlestick patterns, fair enough. But there's a whole world out there of people being frustrated. And just briefly running through his list, maybe you can understand some of them. But this is what I like to call the value equation, and this is something we utilized when formulating everything that we have and how to be best serving you guys or people that are joining us. So in that sense, the formula for value we've seen is outcome at the top and likelihood of achievement. So these things are the numerator, and then the denominator is time delay and effort and sacrifice. Now let's break this down a little bit further. So dream outcome. What would be your dream outcome when joining anyone, when you're learning to trade? There might be several layers to that. Number one might be, oh, I just want to learn a bit more about smart money concepts. I want to learn a little bit more about price action traders. I want to learn a little bit more specifically about Elliott wave theory. I want to learn more about fundamentals. That is your desired outcome from the beginning. Other people might be thinking, I just want to understand the market. Other people might say, I just want to understand how to catch higher risk reward trades. Other people might be coming in and saying, I want to be funded. That is my only objective. I want to become a funded trader and then extrapolate profit from the market. So there's various dream outcomes of people that of what they'll want to have, but that's something that we considered on the top. And then likelihood of achievement. Now this is very subjective, and I'm going to investigate a little bit more on what this means. But likelihood of achievement, it depends on people, and I'm going to show you a bell curve. Everything in life is a bell curve. But then coming to the lower side, time delay. Let's put the parameter of being able to catch your first 1 to 10 trade. There has to be a time delay within that. Is it going to take you 1 or 2 years, or going to take you a couple of weeks? And then effort and sacrifice. Obviously, nothing is a given. Nothing is just easy. Obviously, it requires a lot of effort and sacrifice, but how much effort do I need to put in? Now, that's something we can control, because if we give you tools, if we give you guidance, if we give you a lot of resources, that will surely help your, minimize the sacrifice and effort you need to put in, because we are easing you on your journey. Now, I'm just going to quickly skip over this. What I want to show you is the bell curve. This. Now, if we're looking at a graph and you say, okay, percentage of traders on one axis and then percentage or likelihood of success, we know that we're in an industry of majority of people losing. So percentage of traders that are not successful is very, very high. 90% of people lose. Now, we as educators or educator company, we cannot simply say, oh, you join us, you'll be profitable. That's not how the world works. There is people that are of different aptitudes. There are people of different commitment levels. There are people who are with families and full-time education or with a job, and other people who are already profitable in trading. There are so many vast conditions out there that you cannot simply say, blanket statement, this is going to help. Our job as educators is to make sure this is your last place of education, because we give you everything that we can to help you on your journey, meaning to say, we want to make this your best shot. And that's all that we can promise. Anybody promising you more than that is not, understanding this correctly. So our job is to shift the bell curve. We are trying to increase your likelihood of success by giving you the tools, by giving you the information, by giving you the application, by giving you the community, everything that we have in place with all of that list of problems that people face, using the value equation, and then to know that we are pushing your bell curve or likelihood of success, meaning to say, we want to be your best shot. And that is our actual goal. Now, moving on a little bit more into the analysis side. Do you guys remember this from the last webinar that we did? Talking about a little about distribution. I'm sure you guys have seen it in our YouTube videos and things. Okay, this is now flipped order a little bit. Let me skip over that. Okay, yeah. So this is a whole schematic. This is also on GU. I'll come onto the trading view and give you the context, but this is on a higher time frame H4. And that selling section we just showed you, this was what happened right before it. So we had this whole distribution play out and a bearish market structure prevail. So what we like to do within our analysis and with the way we approach the market is looking at the higher time frame to know what is going on. So on a higher time frame, we are distributing. Does that mean I'm only looking to sell? Certainly not. So you can see these circles that I have in place. Then we go into each segment on higher time frame and then buy and sell in between using our intraday plays. and the various concepts we have in place for that. So we can start to see, if you follow my log on GU, that's all I've been trading. You can see it in our highlights. You can see it on my page as well. On Instagram, you start to see that you can be buying and selling within a range, and then knowing your high time frame macro view to then know when to swing, or intradays into swing. That's something that we really like to do. So quickly running through, this is something we'll show all of you guys. So now it's in the next area of higher time frame, and then everything that is happening in between. Then the next one, everything that is happening in between. You start to see, you can start to play intraday plays, knowing when to enter, knowing when to exit, knowing these are short-term narratives. And then as your higher time frame is developing, knowing the context of that also. So just a quick run through. For every area of price action, every significant demand and supply level, every significant market structure point, every significant liquidity point, that is on the higher time frame. And then there's always a further investigation on the lower time frame, building your case study, building your narrative to know what to do next. And you start to see, this was the resultant of my last few months, where that distribution trade at the top is the one I've been holding for a few months now. And let me just quickly annotate for you guys. You can start to see at the top, we have our distribution play, and then I was buying and selling within that range. Then the sell played out, and then I add to my sells. When demand levels come, I like to buy, but within my sell, I'm also buying, meaning to say it's more of a holistic approach. You are looking at the market all in one condition. It's not just sell and then trying to get a big monster trade or a huge risk reward, because that top entry on the U side of the distribution, I'm only holding 10% volume. Yes, I can say the risk reward was whatever, but it's about how I manage that position in line with stacking entries, in line with buying to hedge, in line with my intraday plays. There's a whole approach to this, meaning you have your key anchors, and then you have the layers and levels of analysis beyond that. It's not just simply subscribing to Wyckoff theory, subscribing to market structure. It's about knowing every component and then having a whole greater understanding of the market.
Yeah, and there's something to point out in that when Wakar's building the first selling up here, okay, the massive one, okay, that's what we can call, for example, a prime setup, okay, something that we know aligns with a higher time frame perspective to a lower time frame perspective. That's one sort of, it's like the case that we gave at the beginning, okay. That case that we gave, that's one trade that is building upon with H4 daily perspective, H1, M15, M5 time frame. But also there's going to be moments where we're going to be using more the intraday perspective to hedge those positions, or to even play in that ping pong style that you guys will also see. Okay, so it's aligning certain things, but mostly understanding where am I building a high prime setup based on different time frames, and maybe where am I building more an intraday trade based on M15 and below. Okay, so when you differentiate both, you can actually know when to hold one's longer, and when you can actually stop some trades shorter, because you know your perspective was more in an intraday time frame.
Okay, just jumping. Some people are saying there's quality issues. I'm not sure what I can do, but yeah, just bear with me. Okay, moving further beyond this trade. So, okay, you guys remember this as well from the last presentation. I can see it's actually a little bit blurry. Maybe Alex, let's just turn off the camera. Or for some people, it's working fine.
Let me see if that makes a difference.
Okay, I just turn off the camera. Maybe that could help. Quality good on this side. Okay, I think it depends on the person then. Okay, so yeah, we had this whole presentation previously for you guys. It's actually a YouTube video as well on our Wyckoff theory series on YouTube. So I have a quick investigation of that. But we remember this accumulation side as well. So I just mentioned about distribution. We have the accumulation side also. And over here, I want you to check out this video that myself and Alex made. It's about all of the layers that we talk about, and this is on YouTube. So I'm just giving you guys kind of homework, but I want you guys to be very involved with everything that we have put out there, because there's a lot of things you can learn with this full case study of understanding why we were buying and selling within this range. And then when the expansion happened, then we bought. And this trade was actually a signal that we gave into the community. But meaning to say, in that distribution side on GU, I was buying and selling within the range and then sold for the expansion. Same over here, where I was buying and selling within the range. And then when it was a push up, then I bought. Okay, now let's go back into this side of things. I want to speak a little bit more about that value equation. and just so you guys can have a little bit more understanding on our thought processes when it comes to that. Just going to whiz through this. I'm also going to open up TradingView for you guys so you can get a better look at some of this analysis. Okay, remember this video. This is a video I made on UJ. And this is more going into depth into that ping pong style trading where you can be buying and selling within a range and understanding your structure and demand and supply zone levels correctly. So again, this is quite a long video, and there was a whole host of trades. I think this was all just 1 week of price action, and I maybe got into 9 or 10 trades, all of them high risk reward, including 1 or 2 losses, maybe 1 or 2 break evens. But overall, you'll start to see that in line with a correct approach, you should be seeing the market very similarly, and then be also able to capitalize in a very similar way. But coming into our education, coming into our bootcamp, this is what we do, where we give case studies of these kind of trades, where we give teachings of this, where, for example, if I show a trade to our students, everybody's going to ask me, okay, how did you get into that? How did you do that? Now I need to exactly show them through a case study within the parameters we taught. So there's no hiding on our side that if we take a random trade, we have to actually give due justification within our teachings, within our concepts. So every trade that we show is within the parameters of what we teach. And that may be high risk reward on a swing perspective or on a buying and selling intraday perspective. In that sense, we like to cover the market in the full spectrum. Also, you can start to see that some of the videos are not working because I see when it came to dream outcome within that value equation, one of the main ones is becoming a funded trader. And now you have to see within the value proposition, what is your likelihood of achievement? What is the dream outcome? So the dream outcome is you want to become a funded trader. Now, what have we got in place? First of all, we have within our community over 100 funded traders with various size accounts, 200K, 100K, people that are multiple funded. For example, Hassan over here, he has multiple 100K accounts. And then another student, he wanted me to keep him private, but he did a 6-figure withdrawal without a funded account. And then he bought a new car, which is a really cool one. But meaning to say, there is a lot of people around in the community who are doing well. But remember at the beginning, I said with regards to that bell curve, where our goal is to give you your best shot. Our goal is to give you the information, the refinements, the tools and resources, but we can never guarantee anything further than that because it's down to you. All we can do is give you that best shot. And here's examples of people doing exactly that, where they were in your position not too long ago, and then they took that leap of faith. Just quickly reading through some, we have over 300 verified Trustpilot reviews, which are 5-star, 309. And it's of people who took the bootcamp. And I want to just give a few examples, but I would encourage all of you to do your due diligence of us, meaning take your time, spend 20-30 minutes reading through our reviews, because there's people that joined us from various backgrounds, some people who are already profitable, some people who are very competent in smart money, other people who had been trading only retail, other people who are part of MLM schemes, people who are part of doing retail for years. Whatever background you have, we've had those people come in, and therefore we have modified and improved our bootcamp in line with all of the types of people that exist. At the bottom, you can see the ability to achieve such high risk reward and percentage is not elusive within WWA methods. In fact, it is expected. Just a little snippet there. Another one, they truly connect with the students and help you along your journey. That is our goal in terms of the aftercare, where to this point, we've done hundreds of community calls. And the community calls, for example, myself, some of the major ones that I've done will be me going through candle by candle price action for 1 month, every single candle shown, every single buy, every single sell, every single loss, every single break-even trade, all shown within there, meaning to say that we are applying the concepts, but not cherry picking. When we thought of what are the common questions or concerns people have, one of them is, yes, you can show as a winning trade, but how do you know it's not cherry picked? That's why we like to show going through segments of price action. And I've done on GU this year, 2 months worth. On EU, I've done another 3 months worth. On gold, I've done 2 months worth. And I've also done on UJ 1 month's worth of price action, just on my bigger community calls, going through every single trade scenario and the questions the community had. On the other side, reinforcing concepts. To this point, Alex must have done over 50 community calls only on market structure to reinforce and reinstate because it is a complicated one. On other occasions, we've done a mentorship program for 1 month where we open up daily mentorship calls for 6 hours a day between myself, Wally, and Alex. So meaning to say we've given a lot back to the community, and our goal being is to give you your best shot and make it your last place of education. And lastly to that, your resources within the community, meaning hundreds of trades and case studies that we've given, signals that we've given that you can now go back and look at, case study and PDFs, or maybe trades that we didn't take, but they fit within the parameters of prime setups. Also, you have the winning trade section where to this point, there's thousands and thousands of community trades, all high risk to reward now become for you and a position where you can start to backtest. Discord itself and the community platform is an immense resource that we could charge for on its own, but we feel it's imperative as part of your journey. So we leave that out there for you guys. Another one from Jonathan, a nice testimonial. Again, just talking about the value that is involved in there. But guys, I want you to take your time. And some people, for example, Brad over here, trading for 2 years, 6 months of various mentorships, and now 100% our last mentorship. That is exactly what our goal is, to make this your last point of education. Now, another one that I wanted to show you. Another thing I want you to check out is our student interviews. We only have a handful of them as late, but there is certain students that have thrived within the community that we brought on, and they're available on YouTube. They're quite long, 30 minutes to 1 hour, going into individual stories. For example, at the bottom, we have Trevor. Trevor became a full-time trader. He became funded with 400K, took enough capital over a 6-month period, and now is only trading his own capital and completely, full-time trader, left his job. And it goes into the interview of how he was earning 6 figures in a very good position in the US. He had a family, he had kids, and he still made it work. At the top right, we have Justin, who is an MMA fighter. He became a very good friend of mine, and how he's developed in his journey with getting investors on board and how he's dealing with that side. I want you guys to get involved with everything that we have put out there, just so you guys can start to do your due diligence on the bootcamp that we offer. And that brings me on to my last point. We do have a bootcamp coming up, which is this weekend. And every time we've done a public webinar, we like to give you guys a little bit of an exclusive. We don't ever believe in discounts, because we know that the value we bring to the table and the price value proposition or differential is strongly in the value side. So what we like to do is give you a little bit more incentive to get involved. And that's something I have for you guys today. Let me just see if there's anything else I need to cover. So what is involved? So this coming weekend, and then the next weekend, we have a 4-day event where we'll have a bootcamp where it's 4 days of technicals. And it was divided into various blocks, and there's major points, but as you guys got a snippet from today, there's a lot of things that we are involved with. There's a lot of school of thoughts we are subscribed to, but we are utilizing things we like from it and refining them together. We have certain applications within smart money concepts that we curated, within Wyckoff theory that we only utilize in our application, in market structure that people are not reading in the same way. So just because you might be a smart money trader or you might be a Wyckoff theory trader does not necessarily mean you look at it in the same way as we do. So it's a very intense, very advanced bootcamp, which means to say that it is not for everyone. We need a basic level of education within trading. If you've had at least 6 months experience, then it's a good point. But if you're just understanding trend lines and the basic terminology, maybe it's not for you just yet. But that's why we have the free resources online available. Then after that, we have a follow-up call with you guys, where we'll just be going through Q&As, reinforcing concepts in the bootcamp that didn't make sense, going through your guys' charts and giving you live feedback only with your cohort. And then after that, you'll be added into the community. And as I mentioned, it's a whole resource within of itself, and then continue aftercare that we deliver to you guys. Our criteria, as I mentioned, is not for everyone. And one thing I want to mention is an ethos we stand by is the higher the quality of your prospect, you guys, the higher the quality of our products, meaning to say we only want high caliber people to join us, which is why we've onboarded with an interview process. Tomorrow we'll talk about with our liquidity inducement theorem, where we have a whole, you have to fill out a questionnaire, then you have to have a first interview with our team, and then a second interview with one of the educators before you are offered a place. We'll go into that more so tomorrow. But yeah, with regards to this weekend, if you would like to get involved, I'd like to give you a 48-hour webinar exclusive offer, which is we'll give you an additional 1 month of access to the educators, where we'll create separate group chats, and you have additional calls with additional conversation with us. You'll be able to ask us any questions you have with relating to the concepts of the bootcamp or chart work that you're struggling with. We'll give you a 1 month additional access on top of everything that we offer within the community, within the bootcamp. And if you would like to get involved with that, it is this weekend and next weekend. If you are interested, just DM our official Instagram page, the word offer, and our team will get back to you. Or if you'd like to email support@wwatrading.com, that's how you can get involved. Just send them a message saying the word offer. They will send you all the relevant information that you need. And this expires in 48 hours if you'd like that additional aftercare. With regards to further events, this may be our last one of the year. Because we are going through some periods of change. We are moving location to a different country. So it'll be a bit of a period where we don't want to do another bootcamp where we normally would in November. So our next one might be in January or the new year. Meaning to say, if you would like to get involved, you're on the fence, do your due diligence, watch through all of our YouTube videos, go through our case studies on Instagram, watch the student interviews, go through our Trustpilot reviews, backtest some of our trades yourself, see if you're seeing them in a similar way, or if you feel there's a lot to learn. And then, you have 48 hours to make a decision where you get a little bit of an extra from us. Tomorrow's call will be a very exciting one as well, where we're going more into liquidity inducement theorem, how it came about, and some value on that front. Remember, that's the first time we are bringing it to you guys. So I'd love for you guys to get involved tomorrow also. And we might have another packed out event. And because we hit 2,500 people requesting, and the capacity is only at 1,000, but hopefully you guys can get involved tomorrow also as well.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow Zoom allow us for you guys to join more people, because we just paid 1,000 pounds for nothing at the moment, because right now the max capacity was 1K, which was majority of the call with you guys, and we had like plus 3 or 2,000 people wanted to join. So
okay, last thing I want to touch upon is trading view. Just making it a bit more full screen for you guys. Okay, so as I was mentioning, I've only been focusing on GU as of late for the last few months, and I've been getting only opportunities within that. And as you can start to see, there's a lot of things going on, but this is all of my analysis that I've sent within the team. You can start to see this distribution that I mentioned over here. It is not only an opportunity to sell, which is that top trade that I'm in, and that MetaTrader screenshot that I showed you guys, the first entry within, but buying and selling within the range, multiple opportunities every single day, aligning with potentially our liquidity inducement theorem, other trades based on our core concepts with market structure, and all of the things we covered today, but multiple opportunity sets within a range. And then your key is getting into a trade where you can hold it for the expansion, holding trades long-term. There's a couple of trades in there, and then another one over here, holding it for an expansion, knowing when your key levels are, knowing when you need to potentially see a reversal. And this is what we covered for you guys today, where we had that supply zone, we had that liquidity grab breakup structure from the demand level, and then that sell that I got in. You can see that case study as well. And then all of these trades additionally, just to give you a brief overview, how many pairs do you trade, or how many pairs do you need to trade? I think this is answer enough. You only really need to understand one properly, because there is an abundance of opportunities within one pair, and enough to consume you in that sense. Okay, and that's all I really wanted to cover for today. I don't want to go in too much into depth onto TradingView, because that is more so for the community and community calls and PDFs. I'm just going to quickly run through any further questions you guys have. Let me know in the chat box if there's anything extra. If not, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, where we'll be joined with Raim and our liquidity inducement theorem team. You will not need to book again. It will be the same registration. You'll just get a new link for tomorrow. So yeah, I'd love for you guys to attend that, and hopefully we can get the increased capacity for that. Tomorrow's one will be a little bit later. Sunday, we know people are more busy during the day with family, etc. So we try to put that a little bit more in the evening for European or UK time. But look in the registration page, you'll see what time it is, and then convert it to your time zone. How do I sign up? Just send a DM to our team on Instagram or email support@wwatrading.com. Message them the word offer, and then they'll give you all the information you need to get involved. We also have an option where you can have a call with our team, an interview, and they can give you all the information. But I think he is fully packed out for the next week. He's doing 6 hours a day, and every single slot is taken. So unfortunately, we can't offer you that. But yeah, send
also an important thing, because I see a lot of people putting in the chat the word offer. It's not in this chat. We mean in the WWA Instagram or the email that we put in the slide in the, okay?
Okay, if there's any final questions, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll hop off. If you'd like any more information, just send a DM. And yeah, it starts this weekend. So I'd love for you guys to make a decision now, not be on the fence and wait until next year. Get involved now. We know that this will be your best shot. Our goal is to make it your last point to learn, where you shouldn't have to buy any further courses. You're in our ecosystem, and we have the information, the tools, the community, the resources, everything you should need to end up in a position like some of the testimonials we showed you guys, or the funded traders, or some of the interviews. Our goal obviously is to push that bell curve, and within all the considerations of that value equation we mentioned in the beginning. How many entries do you normally take? Okay, these more specific questions, I'll have to leave it for a boot camp. Otherwise, I'm going to be here for another 3 hours. See you tomorrow and see you in the boot camp. Welcome to the team. Will this presentation be posted on your YouTube channel? I'm thinking not. Maybe we'll do a similar run later on. But these are designed for you guys to be live, so that everyone can join and come together, because it's so nice. It's so cool to see people all over the world. Hundreds, would have been thousands if we were able to, coming together, united and learning together, joining us. And we are definitely honored and humbled that you have given us your time on your weekend and the love and respect you show for us. So we want to help you guys in a live forum as best we can.
Also, something very important, because a lot of people are messaging, to be very careful with the people that are messaging you guys on our names, because again, we'll never message you, any one of you guys first. Just because some people are asking for funding accounts or whatever, I don't know,
crypto things
like
there's people just making fake accounts. So if you want to know who the real us are, go into the WWA page, see who they are following. That is the real accounts. There's
and
a
if
lot
someone of us is messaging based on our cousin name, Alex Garcia, Wally Khan, whatever, you are messaging first how your trading is going, because it's always the same kind of question. It's not us.
Do you guys use fundamentals? No. Everything, our philosophy is that news releases, by the time we are getting them, the people in control of the market, they already knew that. We are late to the party. We just know that news releases can be a catalyst for preemptive events. For example, if you see a sell on NFP, we can guarantee for sure that before that, the hours leading before, we will see lower time frame giving you that sell, meaning say technicals will show you the fundamental outlook. Therefore, that's what we focus on. We used to have a curriculum with fundamentals, but we decided to remove that because we just weren't using it. I can't remember the last time I looked at a Forex factory or something like that. Technicals is in our belief system all that you should need. What's the monthly subscription? There's no monthly subscription. It's a one-time payment, and then you'll be part of the team. Spanish bootcamp. Keep an eye out for an announcement. We have nothing planned at the moment, unfortunately. Quick question, does Alex use Wyckoff 3 at all? So yeah, within the teachings that we have, there's scope for refinement, there's scope for personal application, where I use Wyckoff theory. I wouldn't say a lot, but I use it. And Alex doesn't use it as much. He's more involved with the structure side and the intraday. But my understanding of the market is the same as Alex's. The curriculum and the teachings is the same, but the risk appetite or the preference of trades you execute, every trade that I execute, Alex may not execute every single trade in the same way.
Exactly. At the same time, it's important also because I know the concepts. So if I can see a clear accumulation, a clear distribution, then I can apply also market structure inside Wyckoff. So it's something that we teach inside the bootcamp, how to apply market structure when an accumulation or a distribution is happening. So that way you can actually maximize or use both school of thoughts in the best way possible.
All right, guys, it seems like there's not too many major questions, just a lot of thank yous. And thank you to you guys also for joining in. Love from Bangladesh, love from Tanzania, a lot of countries. I'm so thrilled that everybody joined in and you stayed the duration. Yeah, guys, catch you tomorrow on Zoom. There's actually a lot of messages.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to get involved with the offer and with our upcoming bootcamp, which is next weekend, don't sit and wait on it. Do your due diligence, read around, look at our reviews, and then send a message and get involved, because your time is now. And I'd love for you guys to get involved. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.